Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Noemi and today I'm going to show you how I created a t-shirt design using ChatGPT and Canva. So before I get started, I just want to say one quick thing. I want to let you know who this video is going to be most targeted to and who probably will enjoy it, but maybe it's not going to quite fit their needs. So let's start with who it's for. This video is going to be helpful to people who are not designers, people who do not get asked to do design, tasks very often. They maybe just get asked to do something offhand. Maybe their kid has a poster they need to help design, or maybe they have a one-off mock-up they need to make, like was my case, or maybe they're just, doing something temporarily. But the point is, they're not designers. They don't have design tools. They don't have expensive design, generation software or anything like that. Who this is not for is for maybe entrepreneurs who are out there creating t-shirt businesses and are looking for ways to automate the design process. This probably isn't going to be the most suitable option for you. And of course, if you're a designer, there might be some things that you can take from here, but you probably have other tools and other AI options that will help you get your designs done more quickly. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Let me start by first showing you the design. So here we are in Canva. I have this t-shirt design that I made, and it looks a little cartoony, and that's okay. It was entering it in a contest, so it didn't have to look like a realistic t-shirt mock-up as if I was selling it online or something like that. It was just a concept. So this is the concept that I created in Canva, and this concept was inspired by ChatGPT. It wasn't fully designed by ChatGPT. And so let me show you the process that I used to get to this end state. So from here, I'm just going to go into ChatGPT, and I tried two different things. First, I wanted to test the regular ChatGPT for creating images, and then I wanted to test a GPT specializing in image creation. So what does that mean? I used a regular chat window in ChatGPT 4, and I started this conversation right here. I asked it to create a hackathon themed design for a construction company. And so I'm just going to move my face here real quick, and I'll let you kind of see what it did. I'm not going to walk through every single step, but basically when I made the ask, it generated this image, which is really pretty. But in my mind, it wasn't suitable for what I was looking for, because I wanted something more simple that had the potential to, be cut and maybe embroidered on a hat or put on a sticker, something very simple. So this was pretty, but a little bit too ornate. So after it created this image, it gave me some options, which are really cool. It actually gave me instructions after the image was created on how I could interact with it to get changes done. And so it basically said, you can get changes by selecting 1, 2, or 3 in these image change options, and we'll make adjustments for you. And so when it did that, it gave me this logo, which is also pretty cool, but still a little bit too complex for my needs. And then again, it gave me the options to make it simple. Now here's the thing. Like many people, I did not read. I saw a lot of text and I was like, nah, dang it, nobody got time for that. Let me just talk to the agent and see what it does. So I immediately ignored everything it said, and I said, simplify this design. And once I did that, it came up with this, which was much closer to what I was looking for. It wasn't quite 100%, but I really liked where it was going. And it was at this point I decided, why don't I try a specialized GPT and see if I get better results? And so I did. So I'm going to move from here, and I'm going to show you the specialized GPT and how I got to it. So before you ask, what is a GPT? It's basically like a special form of ChatGPT where it already has pre-configured knowledge and it can do certain tasks. So imagine GPTs are much like specialties in a career, right? Yes, I might work in IT, but there are many specialties. There are IT project managers, there are developers, there are engineers who work on software, but they don't write code, right? So there's lots of specialties. GPTs are the same. They all have a lot of base similarities, but GPTs are made to do specific things. And so what I did is I used the Logo Creator GPT. And how you do that is first you open up ChatGPT and you click on Explore GPTs. And once you do that, you can come up here in the search box and you can type the name of the GPT. The one I did was Logo Creator, so mine's going to pop up because I just used it last, but if you are doing this for the first time, you would start typing the name, and when it does the search results, you would pick the correct one, which is this one. Now, there are lots of GPTs. You can certainly, have fun and try the different ones, maybe get different results. For example, I have a GPT that makes like anime kind of looking images, those kind of cutesy animals and stuff like that. Wasn't appropriate for this, but again, it's an example of a GPT that has a specialty function. So once I click to add this, it tells me a little bit about conversation starters, tells me the capabilities of it and the overall ratings of that particular GPT. So I'm going to go right here into the GPT results, and you can tell by the icon from that particular GPT, and I did the same thing. I asked it to create a simplistic logo for a hackathon for a construction company, and I just wanted to tell it that it should stand out on a t-shirt, sticker, or coffee mug. My reasoning for that was to make it a little bit simpler and hopefully come up with results that weren't so complex as the ones I had had before. Once I did that, it said, "Great, before I proceed, tell me how complex it should be on a scale of 1 to 10. I wanted to test the waters, so I wanted to do a complexity of 4 just to see what came up. And then it asked me what color palette. Well, I really already like this orange, black, and yellow one, so in my answer you can see here I put complexity as 4 and color options B. And what that came up with was pretty cool. It's actually very similar to the one I had before, but it was a little bit more tailored to my needs, and this started getting me on my path to the designs. So after that, I said I really liked it, but I wanted to see some more options, right? So then I said create 5 more options, but do not add any numbers or letters. The reason is because I didn't quite like the way these 1s and 0s were looking, like these little squares were looking a little, not right. So I wanted to cut those out. And of course, it didn't quite listen. I mean, I guess these are not 1s and 0s, but they look a little like 1s and 0s to me, and I wasn't really happy with that. So I just kept the conversation, and I asked it, where are my other designs? I said to create 5 designs. So I said, where are the other designs? And then it said that only one of the designs was displayed, so let me attempt to regenerate. And there we go. It's starting to create more of what I'm looking for. It actually made a t-shirt with an image, which looks pretty cool, but didn't meet my needs. Wasn't vibing with it just yet. So I asked it to then create a proof. And so basically a proof is a bunch of little images all in one thing. So I asked it to create 9 logo design options in a proof, and here were my results. And as you can see, they all kind of have the same look and feel, but different variations. And from this point, I started like honing in on the themes that I liked. And so I really liked the octagon. I really liked the way it had, the crane, and I just kind of liked the layouts of a couple of these. And so I said, cool, I have what I need. Let me go over to Canva. And so basically I started looking at these as my inspiration. And when you click, so you could also download it. You see this download option, but I use this as inspiration for me. And then I went into Canva, and let me take you back to the beginning. So if I go back to Canva, to my home page, you can click this create a design option. And in here they have different options. So I looked for t-shirt, which is right here. If you don't see it, you could always type, t-shirt. And then it gives you, options. What kind of t-shirt do you want to use? It even has like, t-shirt 14 by 18, typography t-shirt, all this kind of stuff. I just picked the regular t-shirt one, and when you do that, it just creates a blank canvas for you. So I have this big square, and now I'm ready to design. I do not have a paid account, so I kind of had to come in here on the search side of things and start looking for free elements that gave me what I wanted. And at this point, it became sort of a little bit of an art project, right? I would come here, I would look at my logo. I knew I wanted to create a hexagon. I knew I wanted these kind of cranes and buildings. And I really liked the way they did kind of like this electronics wiring. So I started coming in here and I went into my elements, right? And I typed hexagon, so this part was easy. I have a hexagon shape. I started looking for, electronics, and come into graphics because I don't want photos. And this kind of limits the options that I have. And being that I wanted a t-shirt, I wanted to keep things kind of thick lines, nothing too pretty. So I scrolled down and I basically started looking for all the things that I wanted. Now, as you can see, a lot of these have little crown icons. What that means is that if you are not on Pro, you can use the image, but you have to pay a fee for each one of these Pro items. So if you decide to do something like this, you're free to take any of the Pro icons. You'll just have to pay a fee for each Pro feature that you used. I don't spend any money, so I took the time to look for the free versions. So as you can see here, I have this Pro one, and then I have this non-Pro one. And I just went with the non-Pro one. I'm not going to rebuild any of this stuff here, but basically that's what I did. I went through and I started looking for those different components and mixing and matching them, sizing them, going back to my image inspiration, and playing around with the tool and laying things out in the tool the way I wanted to. Once I was done and satisfied with that, I went and copied all my elements. So let me go back just so you can see. So say this is what I wanted. Say I want this, and then I want my crane. So crane. Say I did this crane, right? And I wanted it to be like this. Say this was the image that I wanted for my t-shirt. I then take all of these things and I group them so it makes one image. And then I found my t-shirt. So go back and look for t-shirt. I found a suitable t-shirt. I wanted white because my image does not play well with black. So I put this on, so I'm going to move this to the front. I'm going to line. Let's see, where's my layers? Oh, I'll layer that and then put it to the front and size it. And now there is my t-shirt design. So depends on what you pick. In this example, I just happened to pick the one with 2 t-shirts. You could go ahead and click the see all. You could use different colors. You can use a single t-shirt. I could have done something more realistic where I used a live person modeling a shirt. It's all up to you and what you need. But basically, this is a really nice way to get ChatGPT or one of the other image tools and have it give you inspiration, and then you can use your own skills and tools at hand to then recreate that in your own way. So you're not necessarily taking their image, but you are using it for rapid prototyping, which is great because something like this I never would have been able to think about. I really needed that sort of extra help from the AI to give me some inspiration to create my idea. And I was able to do this took about, I don't know, a little less than an hour for me, which as a non-designer, that's pretty good. If you're a real designer, probably it's not the greatest of time, but for us non-designers, I'd say that's pretty good. And you can do this as much as you want. This is also something you could do really with your kids as you're helping them do projects for school. And the sky's the limit, right? You could design all kinds of things. So with that, I hope that you found this video useful, and I hope that you start thinking about different ways that you can use different tools to create new things that maybe you wouldn't feel comfortable creating on your own. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks again. Bye.